Hey folks, Nos here. Wanted to talk to you about Mainframe's response to uh, the crafting changes and stuff that came from last week's patches and stuff. So, as most of you know, uh, the the update came on Tuesday. Then we had a patch like Thursday or something like that, and all of a sudden we lost access to recipes and things of that nature. Things became a whole lot harder to craft and stuff, and pretty much everyone thought the world was burning down around their ears. So, um, luckily, people have been voicing the concern, voicing their opinions on the Discord, and Mainframe's been listening. And the response that they posted this morning on the announcements page and on their website uh, kind of listed out all of our concerns and what they want to try to do to fix some of that. So if you can look here, go to playpaxday.com, hit the news, and you'll see. So their first part here is talking about, well, actually the first part they talked about was, this was something I wasn't really aware of, was the XP curves. They apparently have gone through and applied different XP values to different recipes to make different recipes more rewarding. So if you craft something with, maybe it takes a stick and a piece of cloth, it's this much XP. And if you craft something that has 20 pieces, then it's a whole lot more XP. So they, makes sense. It's a, there's some common sense there. So, but that wasn't something that was in before this last update. So they've added that. They talk about it a little bit here at the beginning, and then from there they jump into what they feel the players' concerns are with the changes that happened last week, both from the update and from the patch. So, they talk about the complexity of crafting and documentation or lack thereof, and they admit that the patch notes weren't complete, resource scarcity, and skill dependencies. Some of the stuff wasn't as easy to find anymore, especially for the high level stuff. And the skill dependency, like if you wanted to be a weaponsmith, you needed to have the blacksmithing, but you also need to have your tailoring, your leatherworking, and things like that at a high level as well. And if you're solo, it's a little difficult for you to do all that, which I understand. Um, they don't want to cut the solo players out of the game, but it kind of, the game does kind of lend itself more to a clan guild type of build up. So they talked about that some. Unintuitive crafting dependencies, certain things like you didn't really expect that this piece led to that. The XP balance and progression, skill interdependencies kind of comes back up what they talked about before. Gathering limitations and resource drops. Some of the stuff, you need a lot of it, and if you're sitting there waiting for things to respawn, it's, you're sitting a lot of times twiddling your thumbs or waiting for stuff to refine. You're waiting for a half hour for wax to come out of your beehives or whatever and stuff. So they understood some of that. And then some of the skill challenges, bottlenecking and leatherworking. When you hit leatherworking around 29 or so, the recipes weren't right. So there was no way to get past that without just grinding out an insane amount of stuff that was already trivial. Some things with blacksmithing, some of the materials were missing or a recipe was missing. Carpentry, their apparent lack of certain materials like limestone impacted the ability to progress. For tailoring and cooking, the cloth pin, the amount of cloth pins and needles that are needed to make things in tailoring is insane, especially considering you got to make so many of them. So, they know this is an issue. Brewing ingredients, there's been a lot of changes, and it really threw everyone for a loop. So understandable. Community was pretty upset. A lot of people have stopped playing again already. I can go through Bronir where our camp is stuff and set up. there's a lot of camps started, but it doesn't look like they're going to get finished anytime soon. And I think this is part of it. So they go on and talk about how they understand and they're working on trying to fix this. And they start explaining a little bit, and they want to explain. They want to review the XP multiplier, try to make things work a little bit better there. From there, they reach on into what they plan on doing, which is kind of nice. They're going ahead and spelling out, hey, this is what we're going to do. And these are the things that they're planning on doing starting next week. So next week, expect to see some patches, expect to see some things change. And then they go on to say over the next month, more of these changes will be implemented and stuff. So I think they're going to do in my opinion, what I think they're going to do is put a couple things out there, see how it goes, and then keep tweaking and adjusting. It's very much like the way they did things in the summer, right? They put some stuff out, then they incremental patched everything to try to get balance to where it needs to be. And I think that's what they're doing here, because you don't want to like start throwing things, just start pulling levers and pushing buttons. It's like The Princess Bride. Don't rush a miracle, man. You get crappy miracles. So let them have some time, give your input on the Discord, but keep it civil, please. So so here's the stuff they're going to do: crafting skills, furnishing placements. So apparently there was a thing there where if your crafting wasn't high enough, you couldn't place furnitures and things of that nature that you had, which kind of sucks. The iron pickaxe, you'll be able to use it to mine iron nodes. Leatherworking adjustments. They're dropping the basically all the fine recipes, the bands, the leather, and strings from 33 down to 26, which should make that gap open back up, or close the gap, I guess, and let you start working on your leatherworking again. They're going to change the drop rates on stuff to try to make sure that we have the hides that we need. Fix some of the circular dependency of crafting tools. Linen cloth was needed. Instead, you'll need generic leather and an iron knife blade instead for the leatherworking table. Makes a little more sense. Recipe retention. This will be a big one for everyone. Everyone kind of lost the ability to make stuff because all of a sudden the patch reallocated and said, hey, you're not supposed to be able to craft this stuff because your skills level's not high enough. We know you could have done it a couple months ago, but now you can't. They're going back and fixing this. One thing to note here is players who have previously unlocked recipes will retain them and be able to continue crafting those items until the next wipe. Wipe on out in the future sometime, but they go real quick and say no ETA. So please don't badger them on the Discord. They don't know, or maybe they do know, they're just not ready to tell. So, but there is another wipe coming at some point down the future. We all knew that. Changing mead base adjustments so you can make some of the weak and cloudy varieties on the low level fermenter, which apparently I didn't realize that this had been changed. Good change there. Sand recipes. Anybody who's working with alchemy, you've got to have a crap ton of sand to make all of your vials now. Alchemy requires vials for all of your potions and stuff. And some of it's like large vials, so you're going to have a lot of sand to make large vials. So they're giving us some recipes to break gneiss and limestone down into sand. Changing the recipes available at the campfires. Upcoming update will fix a few recipes placed in the wrong hearth. This is something that's been wrong since like early access. The really nice cooking thing, or the spit, you can only make like 3-4 things. So maybe it looks like they're fixing that. So that's all your crafting skill changes. Then from there, we're going to hit the resources. They're going to increase the amount of limestone. I know there for a long time on the Discord, people were constantly asking, hey, where's the limestone? Where's the limestone? So currently present in the wetlands and the pale biomes. So we're increasing the presence in those biomes a bit with bigger increases of limestone into the wildlands. So more limestone available to get your carpentry going. Sand availability. Sand will now drop from all mineable nodes to improve access. You'll be able to convert gneiss and limestone to sand on the carpentry workbenches once you unlock the recipe. I like this bottom part. I'm not too sure I'm keen on this upper part. I don't want to be out mining pure iron and be getting a bunch of sand. I'm there to get iron. I'm there to get pure iron. I don't need more crap to be thrown away. So anyway, potion resources, they're increasing the spawn rates for stuff to make your potions. Beehive drops, this was big. It seemed like you could cut down trees. There were people in the Discord talking about they'd cut trees for 3 hours and never saw a beehive drop. Where before update, you could go out and come back with more beehives than you had wood. So apparently they're fixing that. This is going to be helpful for everyone. Wood yield from trees. Adjustments are being made to increase the amount of wood you get from large trees. You know, the oak trees are missing in the game right now. And that was one thing that they did not address here, which I kind of wish they would. Before, oak trees were like one of your biggest producers of sapwood. And without the oak trees, you're cutting down a whole lot more of the smooth bark trees to get your sapwood and stuff. So them increasing the amount of wood you get from the large trees is definitely going to be an improvement. Increased resource drops from animals. So they're increasing the wool drops from boars and bears, and increasing the bone drops from animals. The rough hide accessibility. Damone Kim had done a video here a couple days ago talking about how there was a bottleneck or something. Basically, once you hit like level 16, you stop getting large rough hides. So it looks like they're fixing that, which is good. Increased early resource spawns. So early stage cooking resources will spawn more frequently, supporting smoother progression from for the beginner cooks. So, your low level like fruit and stuff that you probably pick, I guess they're going to increase the spawns and stuff on that. Possibly maybe rabbits and pigs or something as well. It's hard to tell. So that's what they've got going on. They ask us, they say, thanks for your patience and support as we work to improve our experience. As soon as possible, we'll provide a time frame for when the changes will be live, and we'll keep you informed. We appreciate all the feedback you've shared with us and look forward to continuing building an incredible world together. And I think they truly mean that. Whether or not you do or not, I think they truly believe that they really want to build this together with us. So, as these fixes come out, make sure your voice is being heard on the Discord. Hit them back on the feedback channel and stuff on Discord. I know they've got a billion channels on there, stuff for crafting and stuff, but make sure you're putting it on the feedback channels and stuff in the proper threads. I think that's the easiest place for them to note stuff. And hopefully this will make some big changes, get the population back up to where it was, bring people back that kind of rage quit last week. It'll be nice to see people running about again. So until then, take it easy. Hope to see you back in the game really soon. And hang in there, guys. Be nice to everyone.